blockheads? I am headed to pick up a part. It's not necessarily a part, but headed to pick something up from Orlando Harley-Davidson. So it's just a quick trip, and the weather outside is frightful. Something so delightful. Just joking. It's the weather outside is awesome. So, oh my god, can't see anything in that mirror. I need to adjust these things. So yeah, I'm going to pick up the service manual for the 2019 Harley-Davidson Softails, so that I have it, because I like working on my bike. Miss Blockhead works on her bike, so it's really handy to have a service manual to look up, you know, torque specs or how stuff is assembled or wiring diagrams. It's kind of like if you own a bike and you work on it, you should have the service manual too. So on my way to go pick that up from Harley-Davidson, riding the Grom, having some fun, and yeah, roll the intro. So this morning, I don't know if you guys will see the video before or after this one, depending on chronological order and how many other videos I've done, like working on bikes and stuff. But this morning I was working on the giveaway iron. So if you guys don't know, I'm giving away an Iron 883, basically building it out. It's what we call season 2 of the Blockhead bike build, doing that through Patreon. So, you know, I was working on that bike this morning, basically took off the exhaust, took off the air cleaner, did like some stuff for the chin fairing, tried to figure that whole thing out. Didn't really work out, unfortunately. In the process, I hurt my damn finger. I was drilling through the fairing, the chin fairing piece, and my finger was on the other side. Like, it's a really stupid move, you know? It's like, I know better than that, but I just happened to be, you know, holding it, and then whenever the drill went through, it caught the very edge of my finger. So working on that, and it kind of made me realize, you know, how freaking like happy working on motorcycles makes me. You know, it's like there's this moment where I kind of stop and I look around, and there's just tools and parts and stuff like everywhere, you know, and your hands are dirty and it smells like, you know, gasoline and oil. And I don't know, to me that's just like one of those places I really enjoy being, because like it's very satisfying because you can see the change, you know. So like I kind of had that like stop and look around moment after I removed the exhaust and the intake, right? It's a 2009 Iron 883, so the exhaust has been on there a long damn time, 10 years, right? So the bolts are kind of oxidized. You know, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get the bolts off. Like, some of them feel like they're cross-threaded, but they're not cross-threaded. They're just like really freaking old. So, you know, I'm sitting there taking those off, and, you know, I already cut my hand, so I got my shop Band-Aid on, which is, you know, like a shop towel and some duct tape. And then, yeah, you just kind of stop, and it's what my grandpa calls smell the roses. You know, like my grandpa would always say that, like before taking a trip, or, you know, even if we were just like in the middle of like a restaurant and our family was all together, he would just say, smell the roses. And I mean, everybody knows what that means. It stop and smell the roses. You know, it just kind of means like stop and kind of realize where you are, and, you know, be grateful if it's a good spot. I guess if you're not in a good spot, then I guess you don't necessarily have to be grateful. But, you know, like in that moment, I felt incredibly grateful. I felt incredibly lucky. You know, it was like a moment of, yeah, like I am in the garage, but there's a lot of stuff happening today. You know, like me and Miss Blockhead woke up, you know, she got ready for work. Waking up beside her, you know, I'm the freaking luckiest dude ever. So I mean, that's the start of my appreciation, the gratefulness. So we do our morning routine, you know, I'm like hanging out with her while she's getting ready for work and doing her makeup and whatnot. And it's a grateful thing, number one. And then so after that, she's basically saying, like, I'm basically telling her, like, yeah, while you're at work, you know, so today's Saturday, so while you're at work, I'm gonna work on the bike, you know, like start the bike build for the iron. She's like, okay, cool. So, you know, she goes to work, you know, say, love you, bye, you know, have a good day at work. So instead of going straight to working on the bike, because it was kind of, I mean, I'm not gonna say kind of cold out, because I know all you northerners are touchy, but it was, I mean, I would have had to wear pants in the garage. I wanted to wear shorts. I wanted to be comfy. Oh, I thought it. Is that Mark? Look like Mark. So instead of going straight to working in the garage, I sit down at my desk and work on editing a video. What's up, dude? So I work on editing this video, and I'm going through it, and I forget what video it was, but I remember there was like some funny parts. And so, you know, I'm sitting there kind of laughing because, of course, I laugh at myself because I'm the funniest person I know. Duh. And finish, you know, editing that, and then, you know, I render it out, I'm uploading it to YouTube. While uploading it, I'm going through comments and talking to people, you know, responding back to people's comments. And then after that, the upload finishes, I kind of put the finishing touches on it, you know, upload the thumbnail, schedule it, you know, set the time and all that stuff. The second thing, I'm appreciative, you know, the channel and all you guys, you know, everybody that's watching this video right now. Like, seriously, I still am of the mindset, like, I don't understand why you guys hit subscribe. I don't understand why you guys, like, watch these videos. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, like, I'm just a dude riding on a motorcycle. Sounds like somebody just bought a bike. So yeah, appreciative thing number 2, the channel, you guys. What's up, man? Let's see that tattoo. All right, healed up okay.
A few moments later.
All right, I got my service manual, and I totally thought I had a Blockhead bike bag on the Grom, but it seems I do not. So the service manual is right here. Let's see if we can make it back with it right there. Yo, these key tags are so nice whenever you have your gloves on and you go to reach in your pocket. Key tag plug, if you guys want a Blockhead key tag, ride safe, stay vigilant on one side, Blockhead on the other. Check out the link down in the description. Moto Minds, basically sell them through there. Super quick shipping. This damn book throwing me off. Man, I wanted to practice wheelies, but this book is really making me feel uncomfortable on the bike. But yeah, like on the way here, it's talking about like an appreciation or having an appreciation of things, you know. So I think I was to the point, it's like, talk to Miss Block, obviously greatly appreciate her, most important person in my life, you know, talking to you guys, you know, going through the comments and responding to y'all's comments, you know, having that dialogue, that back and forth. So appreciative of all of you guys that subscribe to the channel, you know, that respond, that comment and all that stuff. So dude, it's so funny how many looks this bike gets. I'm gonna take a back road. You know, after that, working on the iron giveaway, and that whole thing is possible because of Patreon, so obviously incredibly appreciative to have that opportunity. And, you know, for all you patrons out there, you go beyond the subscribe button and help to support the creation of content. Can't tell you guys how much that means to me, man. It opens so many doors, it's crazy. So yeah, sitting, you know, working on the bike, having that just feeling of appreciation. And then like coming up here to Orlando Harley-Davidson, you know, picking up this service manual, you know, going in there and people saying, you know, what's up, Blockhead, and, you know, what are you up to today, and like checking out the Grom and, you know, asking about it. It's just funny. It's like you go to a Harley dealership and I mean, obviously most people aren't seeing one of these, so they're just kind of like really inquisitive and, you know, like all about it. You know, so just talking to friends up there and like, you know, just thinking about Orlando Harley-Davidson, you know, like I've been kind of working with them, you know, it's like up there, and they've become kind of like family, you know. It's like talk with a lot of them, hang out with a lot of them. So dude, I'm glad to be able to call a lot of the people that work up there friends, you know. It's just so cool, like everything that this whole moto culture, you know, and the moto vlog, you know, has led to. Like later tonight, we're trying something new, you know, we're doing a Twitch stream, basically streaming, playing Battlefield 5. Ended up posting a video talking to you guys about that, and a lot of y'all were all about it, and so decided to go ahead and share that with you guys as well. And it's just kind of becoming, you know, like sharing my life, you know. It started with motorcycles, but there's so much more that we do beyond motorcycles. I mean, that motorcycles is obviously a huge part, you know, of my life, of Miss Blockhead's life. Just because I think it's a huge part of my life, and so like obviously it becomes a big part of hers as well. She puts up with me and I appreciate it. There's other things that we do, you know, like, you know, firearms. We go to the range, we're trying to go to the range at least once a week. We kind of slacked off on that last year, and so, you know, just got a couple new guns, and, you know, we really enjoy, you know, the firearms industry. You know, like, we're both really into it. You know, I'm a certified firearms instructor, she's a certified firearms instructor, and that's how we met, was working in the firearms industry. You know, we worked at a gun range together. So that's a big part of our life. Love to be able to share that with you guys. And then, I mean, video games aren't like a huge part of my life, but it's something that, you know, I've started to kind of re-pick up and, you know, do in my downtime, and figured, hey, people do streams on that, and people seem to like tuning into streams, so testing the waters and seeing if you guys would be interested in checking that out, and many of you guys were, and so I was like, you know, cool, we'll do a stream. That as a whole, you know, being able to work on bikes, you know, work on the channel, edit some videos, it's all just very like fulfilling. If that's smelling the roses, then that is a hell of a whiff, a really big smell of a very big rose. I don't know, you guys know those videos where I'm like, you know, post up in the comments down below something positive. You know, I had that positivity video a while back. I think this is kind of along those lines, but it's not quite. It's more like saying to kind of pause, you know, stop and look at your life for a second, and look at where you're at, and look at the things that you have to be grateful for. It's funny, like, working on the bike caused me to do that, which is really weird. It's just like one of those moments where it's like I stopped and I had some like self-reflection and like realized kind of like where I was at, and, you know, I'm thinking like, I've got it pretty good, man. I'm very lucky. I'm incredibly grateful for, you know, all of the opportunities that I have, you know, both in my personal life, you know, on here, and my professional life. Is it sentimental? Is it kind of weird or sappy that I'm talking about it? I guess it's not sappy. Sappy wouldn't be the right word, would it? But, you know, it's like, sometimes you just need to stop and think about it. Sometimes you need to stop and reflect. I know most people like have to have a holiday for that, or, you know, Thanksgiving, to where like you have to be like, all right, well, what are you thankful for? I don't think you always necessarily need an excuse or need to have like a holiday or Thanksgiving to, you know, smell the roses. So I don't know, maybe you guys try and do that today if you're up for it. Smell the roses. Anyways, I will be right back after I drop off this book.